Hi everyone, my today's lecture is the part 2 of my lectures on interrogative pronouns. So the first interrogative pronoun I am going to speak on is whom. It is used in formal English. When we talk about the language, there is formal and informal language. Informal language is the one we usually use in day-to-day conversation. And formal language is one we prefer to use in written form, or sometimes there are certain situations where we have to be formal, so we also in a spoken form we use formal language. So whom is used as informal language? It is objective case. That means it asks the question because it is interrogative pronoun, but when the question is about object, so we ask question with the help of whom. Then it is common gender. That means it can be used to ask question about males and females, but not with non-living things. Then it's singular and plural is same, means the noun, if the singular noun is there, we can also ask the question with the help of whom, and if the noun is plural, we can also use the question with the help of whom. Then the last thing about that thing is it is used only for persons. Pronoun replaces persons, places, things. Things may be living and non-living, but please try to understand or note it down that the word whom is only used for persons, not of things or places. So let us see how the sentences are formed with the help of whom when it is interrogative pronoun. So first of all, we use whom when we want to make a sentence, then the helping verb of the tense in which we are using whom, then the subject, yes, because in place of whom we use whom because our question is about object, and subject comes after the helping verb. It usually happens whenever there is a question, the helping verb comes before the subject, and then we use main verb, and if there are other extra words we use in the end, but never forget to put question mark at the end of the sentence because this is interrogative pronoun. Let us have a look at some sentences I have written. My first sentence is, whom did sir expel from the class? Now we have used here whom, then helping verb of past simple tense, then subject, and then main verb, and these are extra words. As I earlier told you that if you have extra words, they will be used after the main verb. And then finally I have put here question mark. Second sentence is, whom do you or whom do the police want to interview? Again, I used whom first, then helping verb because this is present simple tense and the helping verbs are present simple tense are do does. Then I use the police. Police is a plural noun, that's why I have used here do. If we had a singular noun here, we would have used here does. And then I have used here the main verb and then extra words. The third sentence is, whom will they send to attend the meeting? So I used here whom first, helping verb, then I used subject, then I used main verb and the rest of the sentence. Now if you try to understand the meaning of these sentences, all these sentences are asking the question about the object, means on which the work is being done or has been done or was done. So whom did sir, means sir expelled someone and we don't know who he or she was, so we are asking the question with whom. Then whom do police want, means here subject is there but the person police want to interview we don't know, that's why we are asking the question with the help of whom. Whom will they send? Subject is there, they will send somebody, but who is that somebody? We have no idea, that's why we are asking question about whom will they send to attend the meeting. There is also another point that is noteworthy, that is use helping verbs of all tenses. In my previous lecture, there were certain sentences where we were not using the helping verb over here. But in this construction, you will have to use the helping verb with all the sentences and from all the tenses. We have also another construction with whom, that is, we combine it with preposition. So normally in very formal language, the preposition comes before whom over here. But in day-to-day conversation, mostly the preposition comes in the end over here. Like my first sentence is to whom. Look at that, this is a bit formal language. To whom should I address the letter? Means I'm typing a letter or writing a letter and I don't know whom should I address. The person I want to address to, so I have no idea, that's why I'm using to whom. So I'm putting preposition before whom. But the same sentence I can also say, whom should I address the letter to? So removing to from here, I can put it here and still the sentence will be right. So whom should I address the letter to, or to whom should I address the letter? Both the sentences are right. The difference is only of formal and informal language. Second example is, whom will you be traveling to London with? Or I can say, I can bring with here, with whom, I can write here with, you can do that thing. With whom will you be traveling to London? But if I am putting with here, that will be a bit more formal. If I have put the word with in the end, that is informal and more common language. So this is all about whom. Now the second interrogative pronoun is whose. Remember that the word whose is also interrogative pronoun and also interrogative adjective. If you have a noun after whose, the word whose is considered interrogative adjective. If you have verb after whose, then the word whose is considered interrogative pronoun. This is common information that I wanted to share with. Then it is possessive case. That means if you are asking about the owner of something, means you don't know, this is a pen, I don't know who is the owner of this pen, and I say whose pen is this, means I am asking the question about the possessor of this pen. Then it is common gender. That means it is used with males, females, living things, and also it is used with the non-living things. And the singular and plural of whose is also same. Means there is no plural form. Like other pronouns we have, they are singular and plural. So we don't have a plural form of whose. And it is used with all types of nouns, as I earlier told you. Then the question is about the subject and object. The question may be asked about the subject, means the owner. The owner can be the subject of the sentence and the owner can be the object of the sentence. So that's why we have two different formations when we have the question about subject or when we have question about object. So let us discuss the formations we have of whose. First formation is we use whose, then after that we use noun. Mark it that when we are using whose and we have a noun after it, then whose is considered interrogative adjective. And if it is a subject, means the noun that comes after whose is subject, then what should be your rest of the formation? That then you will put a helping verb, then main verb, and then object, and then if you have extra words. So let us have a look at the sentences formed based on this formation. There's whose son stood first in the class. Here son is the noun, but as a part of the sentence it is subject, means it did some work, that is that it stood or he stood first in the class. So whose son, noun. Then I'm not using here helping verb. Remember that when you have noun and it is subject in two tenses, you won't use helping verb, past simple tense and present simple tense. But if you have other tenses used with whose, then the helping verb will come. We are also having a look at such example too. So whose son, no helping verb because this is past simple tense. Then I used main verb, right? And then extra words here, object and extension. And lastly, we have to put question mark because this is interrogative pronoun. Second sentence is whose horse. Again, horse is noun, but it is also subject because horse is doing the work of winning. So the noun that does the work of in the sentence any kind, in the sentence we call it subject. So whose, I put here a subject, no tense, no helping verb because this is present simple tense, and two tenses, present simple and past simple, we will not be using any helping verb. Then we have a main verb, and then finally we used object and question mark. The last example of this construction is very much according to the construction I have written. That is whose, and then I have put here object, right? Sorry, subject, and this is noun, but it is also subject, and then helping verb, that is, and then main verb according to the tense because this is present continuous tense, and then on the table this is object of preposition. So only two tenses are there, present simple and past simple, where we do not use helping verb, but with the rest of other tenses we use helping verb. Without a helping verb the sentence will be wrong. I have also written that thing in the note, don't use helping verbs of past simple and present simple tense in this construction. And never forget, in this construction the word whose is interrogative adjective. When whose is used with object, we have a little different formation, that is whose plus noun. When whose plus noun is there, that means whose is adjective. So whose plus noun means noun will be object, means the part of the sentence on which the work is done, and then helping verb of the tense, then subject, then main verb. In this construction, helping verbs of all the tenses will be used. So there is no any tense whose helping verb you will not be using. So helping verbs of all the tenses you will have to use. So let us see some examples we have made keeping in view this formation of whose. So whose keys is noun. Here, did they hide? They did the work of hiding, and what did they hide? Keys. So keys is object, and we are asking the question about the owner of keys. We are asking question about the owner of the keys, and mark here that we have used helping verb of past simple tense. We have not used helping verbs of past simple tense, but here we have used because the construction is different. Here the question is about subject, and here the question is about object. So whose keys, this is object, did helping verb past simple tense, that's why. Then I put here subject, and then hide main verb. I have no extra information, that's why I haven't put here, and simply I put question mark. Then the second sentence is whose marks. Again, marks is noun but object in this sentence because subject of this sentence is you, reduce is the verb, so you reduced marks, means you did the work of reducing on what? On marks. So marks is object, so we have used whose plus noun, that is object, then helping verb of present perfect, then we have used subject you, and then main verb. So in this way this is very much grammatical sentence. The third sentence is whose laptop. Again, laptop in this sentence is object. Are they using? There is a subject, they are doing the work of using, and what are they using? Laptop. So this work is being done on this thing, laptop. That's why this is object, and the question is about the owner of the object. Since we know that it is a possessive case, means the question is about the owner, So here whose is asking question about the owner of the laptop. So whose laptop are they using? Then we have, and from here to here, whose is used as an interrogative adjective. But when it is used as an interrogative pronoun, so we have little different construction, and that is after whose we use verb instead of noun. So let us here check those examples, but also note this thing, that when you have object after whose, you always use helping verb of all the tenses. There is no exception to this thing. Then finally some other examples. Other examples are where whose is used purely as interrogative pronoun. So that is whose is, look, I am using here whose, then I am using here is, which is verb. Whose is that book? Means we are in search of the owner of the book. So we are asking a question, and you can see I have put here question mark. And then whose was, again look at the construction of the sentence, that is whose plus verb, and then we have used here complement. So whose was the coat, means the coat was lying there, and we asked that who was the owner of that coat. That is another way of saying the same thing. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and you must have found it informative. If you want to know more about grammar rules, you can come to my YouTube channel and get benefit from it. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. I'm also giving the description of it. Until my next lecture, bye bye.